Hey folks, Amy the Potter, and I'm going to finish up the little demo things I made off the hump the other day. So I'm going to just show you how I do that. So the way that I left them overnight was just kind of all stacked up. It really equalizes their wetness when you do that, just like when you spray the bowls down, or I just slowed down the drying of some bowls. Right now, these are serving bowls that are stacked 2 or 3, mostly of them 3 high. And I just have them like that under plastic. You can do it right side up or upside down. But the rims were nice and firm before I did it, so they're already dried into their stability. So here's what I do. I have some stamps. I'm gonna just put it here. I could do this at the wheel, but I feel like standing right now. I have some stamps that I've just pulled out. Some other favorite ones are somewhere. I meant to get those. There's one that I really love. But I'd like to make some stamps, so if anybody feels like that maybe we should just schedule that, like an afternoon of making bisque stamps or something, a time. So this one is a little bit high in the middle. I'll grab any kind of rib. I like my blue trimming tool, but you could also even use the magic rib for this. And I'm just gonna scrape the bottom so it doesn't have any extra clay there. Like we were talking about, when you cut it off the hump, it often will belly there, and we do our best to get rid of that little hump, but we must do it at this stage. So now, here I just cleaned it up, and now I'm gonna take a stamp. Here's one that has a flower. Put my finger in the very middle here, set this so it seems like it's in the place I want, right in the middle, and then exhale, pushing my finger into the stamp and the stamp into my finger. Now I have a nice little flower. I put it back down again to make sure it is stable and not rocking and sits well. And then I'll just go ahead and put that on the side and do the rest that same way. So let's do something different. Here's a soap taco. Same thing. This one's not easy to just set down, so I'm gonna hold it in my hand and scrape that middle part out. I have my thumb right here. Exhaling, scrape it out towards myself. I'm scraping towards myself. Okay, so that's kind of like essentially trimming the foot. Like I said, if you're doing 100 of them, set up a thing on your wheel and like a little hump. I actually have videos of how I created a chuck for these, but you could set up your foam pad for the mini bowls and things like that. Here's another one, just randomly picked up that one, right in the middle. And it makes the pattern. If I wanted, I could do all of the same one. If you have a chop, you can just use your chop there, obviously. But I like to kind of have a variety of different patterns. Okay, now here, this one is a mug lid. So this was kind of a special one I made that we will focus on this kind of thing in a couple of months, I think, or a month. Yeah, probably 2 months we'll be doing it. But for now, I'm just making it here. So like I said, this is a little mishmash of things, so I'm just demoing how I clean them up, but this isn't demoing the production element of cleaning them up. I'm just being lazy and standing up right now because it feels good. But if I had a lot to do, I would set my wheel up for whichever one of these I was doing. Okay, so for this one, I am going to put a stamp in the bottom. Let's do my little flower that I love in the middle. And then I'm going to go around the outside, all around this part. So this is made to be a lid that I'm going to hold. So I want it to be kind of a little bit more decorative than just like a single flower for me. I like to really kind of decorate these. So this little triangular or diamond shaped stamp all the way around kind of gives this illusion or image of kind of like a flower, like the whole thing looks like a flower. So that's how I do those. And then the stamping actually gives it a little bit more of a surface to grip, because part of the function of this is to pick it up. Usually mine are a little bit just a little bit deeper, so there's even more there, but this one just came out that way because that's the first one I made. And then what do we have? Okay, I'll show you this just because we're doing it. So same thing, we'll be making these in a couple months, but I wanted to demo it because it's one of the things that I throw off the hump. Same thing here, do the little manual trim, scrape the middle. It's just scraping the middle. I'm not really doing anything but making sure it doesn't have a high spot in the middle. And then I'll get my punchers. Let's see here. Here we go. Sorry. Missing something important. Let's see. Okay, missing something important. This is kind of what happens when you share your studio with somebody. You miss important things. Okay, here it is. Okay, I'll blame it on Nima now. Okay, so here's my sides, and this one's for the bottom, a little bit thicker, and only 3. It had 6. I pushed 3 out of the way. So I just used these 3 to go into the bottom. So here's this, kind of awkward, but it works. I'm gonna line it up. I go down on the bottom of it. Exhale. Go up a little bit. Skip about a couple centimeters or an inch from the first one. Can you see that? And there. And down and up. These are pretty small holes and it will not get glazed down here. I only glaze the lips of these. So now as I come back to the beginning, I have to kind of even it out. And so here you have that, like that. And then into the bottom with my 3. You'll make your own thing of this, but it's nice to do it this kind of makes it production instead of doing every single hole. So I'll do 4 across. And then 2 on the sides. I'm kind of angling towards the center because otherwise it could come out a little bit out the feet. So that's kind of what the bottom looks like. And that's with this part. And now I'm gonna have to leave this for a couple of days and then go back and clean it up. And just like everything else in production, there's like a whole big system for it. Okay, I'll just clean up a couple more of these. If you want to leave, this is everything else is pretty much the same, but I have to do them, so maybe I will use the, what's it called, the tripod. Get a little higher. There we go. Uh-oh. Okay, so now I kind of know that this one can take it, so I'm gonna roll that without doing the, without holding my hand on the inside. Fix anything that kind of maybe got a little wonky. If you can, this is the time to do it when it's leather hard. Okay. as we're working, we're constantly, that's why I don't like to teach a kind of a way of doing things and more of like an attitude towards working, just being experimental with what's the best for your body. Like right now, standing up here is really pretty nice. I can move. This is at a good height for me right now, but it might not stay that way. I might need some more. Height or something at some point. Some things it's really nice to work up higher, and others it's just fine to have it down low. So always checking, body comfortable, always checking. How do I feel in my body? Could I be more comfortable right now? Okay, this one needs a little bit more cleaning up. Already has a natural dip in the middle, so that's good. Maybe we can come up with a way that you cut off the hump that naturally gives you that little dip. That would be saving that whole step of the manual trimming. Let's try this one. That's nice. Okay. Take a look. Precious baby passing through your hands might need your attention. Okay. Here's another one of these. Lid. I need a better sponge. Okay, better sponge, come on. This thing sucks. Ah, everything in me relaxes. From a walnut. This is from a, what are they called? Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Oh my goodness, okay. All right, that's it for now.